Were we going to talk about this?
That's actually next up. So
Okay.
good job, Joss S by bringing that up. So, yeah, we'll talk about this BankX thing. We know that they hold a, so essentially, so if anybody is new to this, and we're trying to keep that in mind because we are evident by the chat, we are getting new people in here and new people into the ecosystem, new people into crypto, obviously, because the bull market's starting. But BankX is an entity that essentially created, I always mess this up, but some kind of silver algorithmic stable coin or something like that.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't think anybody's really interested in that part of it at all, but they are an entity that basically created that and they have tons of HEX on Ethereum. So they have a whole bunch of EHEX. And traditionally, as soon as it has begun to pump, they've sold some of theirs. I think in total they had, man, do you remember how much it was?
840 million.
Yeah, hundreds of millions. Yeah.
So the way they got it was because the God Whale sacrificed for the BankX project, and it's suspected that he fat fingered. Didn't mean to give them 840 million. It was only supposed to be 84 million or something like that. Anyway, that's how they ended up.
It is weird. I mean, it would be weird of him to give him or to give them that much.
Yeah.
Out of all the things to sacrifice for.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they essentially have tons of EHEX, and every time it starts to pump, we see them strip away some and sell it. Now, there was a narrative months back that they were doing rolling 30-day stakes of a lot of the bag, which was, I guess, kind of cool to see. But here's the thing. A lot of people keep looking at this like it's some kind of dark flag or dark cloud. And, as long as this is there, long as they're there dumping, we're never going to be able to pump. They've also said this about Rakim Rochelle and stuff like that for his entities that have all these tokens, of course. Here's the thing. Like, one entity like that is not going to be able to keep retail coming to this down. It just doesn't... It's just they're so far outweighed by the time that other people actually get into this market. The other thing is, this is actually a good thing. And what I mean by that is, in all these other chains that are out there, like Solana, all the big, layer ones that have these token unlocks and stuff that are literally scheduled. I know throughout the month of February, many of them have them scheduled, Optimism, Arbitrum, all these big blockchains, big bloated blockchains that had VC unknown entities, people that you actually don't know, venture capitalists getting in at prices that you, the public, were never allowed to. Like ICOs you didn't know anything about, getting people in at like bottom of the barrel prices, basically. We don't have that in this ecosystem. We all got to buy the lows. If you didn't DCA, like I saw some prominent people on Twitter bitching that they didn't over this whole period this week. If you didn't, that's your own fucking fault, really. So that's what we have here. We had something that launched at a certain rate. There was some ratio trading, and then pricing got established. If you didn't buy the lows in the bear market, it's your own fault. Okay. Yeah. So what we also have here is a beautiful thing because we can identify the BankX wallet. We know who the dumper is. We know the entity, okay? We know the wallet address, and we know typically what their behavior is because people track it. So that is a huge advantage. Like on this chain, you actually you're out there. Like people see what you're doing. They see what your moves are, and they're able to track it. So you can say like, well, there's still some things we can't figure out. That may be true, but compared to other big layer one blockchains, you don't have this kind of information. You have no idea when you're going to get smacked in the face. You have no idea when or why. It just kind of happens. So if this is our problem, if you will, in this chain, whenever somebody dumps, it's nothing compared to these other ones. So I know you probably have some thoughts too, Ewok, but yeah, what do you make of that? And some of the other dumpers too that are notorious.
Well, yeah. Does it scare people away? Sure, because people talk about it. Every chain has it. Every chain has these entities that could dump the price. They have so much. But again, I think they're down to the BankX is down to, I don't know, 730 million tokens at this point. I would rather, somebody the other day said, well, somebody needs to teach them how to place limit orders on 9mm or whatever, or one of the other platforms that has limit orders. Just set a single-sided order and be done with it, and let them get out. And I honestly would rather they just dump it. I want to see them eat that slippage. And you all forget, during the adoption amplifier, we took on 500 million new coins every day for a year and absorbed that price. And it just, so I think people forget, they get intimidated by that one entity owning so much, cause FUD because of it. It's really not a big deal. Yes, every time the price goes up a little bit, they do sell, but eventually they won't be there. I would much rather they get out now than when it's 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1. Imagine if we got it to $1 and they just one person destroyed the price for everybody else, because they could at that point. There's just not that much liquidity for them to dump $700 million. There's not that much in there. They would basically send all that work back. So I would much rather they get out now, and be gone, or do what was suggested and set limit orders. We could get through that a lot better. It would not be the negative price pressure, so to speak, if they were just setting single-sided Johnny Chaos.
I agree.
And Johnny, I think Johnny was one of the ones that said it the other day too. Don't teach them how to do single-sided staking. Let them dump. Get them out. We just kind of want to be gone. Same with Rockham. I think he sold 7 billion Pulse X today or something like that.
Yeah,
he took out made $1 million or something like that, $1 million US, and traded some of it for Pulse. Ended up with whatever, I forget, maybe it was 30 billion Pulse X, and got $1 million in cash and a couple $1 billion in Pulse. So we're gonna have it. I mean, and the longer it goes, the more thinned out that the market gets, and some of these people get out of there, and we'll never have them back again. Once they're gone, they're gone, and it's just a matter of time. I mean, there will be slippage that they get, and I hope they dump it too, because I know there's a bunch of people that probably still have orders set to fill way down low, just in case. You never know, because of those entities. It would be silly not to have a nice little limit order sitting down there at 0.0001 again, just to get as much of that as you could, because I don't think it'll last long.
Yeah, anytime there's an entity like this, you do want them to sell and get out ASAP. Like, you just want to clean it out, especially when the sentiment is less than it will be later in the bull market. Like, you'd rather just get it out now, and give us, the people that are here and waiting, a chance to accumulate at those prices. You know what I mean? And that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, that's just the nature of things, because their bags are so big. Like, that's one thing to remember too. And I mean, like, we can hate on them all we want to, but also, they only need a couple of X's. You know what I mean? A lot of the people that are waiting and are going to be here the whole time are waiting and are going to be here the whole time because they're waiting for that 100X or more. So that's just kind of the nature of things, and they will dump soon. I mean, just imagine right now, by the time the Pulse gets back to its all-time high, like a 2.5X or whatever from here, I think we'll see a lot of cleaning out by then.
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way. Would you rather wait 8 months? Say they dump 100 million HEX every month, but they're out. Would you rather wait 8 months, or would you rather the price go up that high and be back to square? You know what I mean? Back to whatever.
Yeah.
Be back to the start. I just think it's better to let them, even if it does delay going up a little bit, much rather get them out.
Yeah. I agree 100%. So don't worry about it. I mean, if you guys are new to this, or you hear like horror stories about like, oh yeah, BankX, or what are they going to do? I mean, like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we can identify them. We know who they are, and we can actually follow this stuff. That's just
Yep.
that there are landmines everywhere in crypto. And the ones that are unsafe are the ones with VCs in them, suits, people that seem trustworthy that really aren't. You want to be in something more like this where it's like, you know, this is a bootstrap bottom, you know, from the bottom up. We all had that, like both of us here on stream, everybody in the chat right now, we all had the chance to buy the low in the all-time history of HEX, Pulse Chain, Pulse X. Like, we got those prices if we wanted them. Some of us bought them, some of us didn't, but we had a chance to do it. So, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great time to buy some Pulse today. Matter of fact, I have money on the sidelines. I'm trying to get in ASAP to do so. So you buy your token of choice, but yes, I am definitely interested.